If you are watching this video for the first time, make sure you are subscribing to Anantalakshmi Academy. Once you click on the subscribe button, you will see a bell icon. If you click on that bell and click on all, you will get to know whenever I upload a video. This will send you a notification. Hello everyone, welcome back to Anantalakshmi Academy. Today we are going to cover the next concept in sets. So earlier we have already covered exercise 2.1 and the very important part, which is the introduction of set, the corresponding concept. If you are directly coming to this video, I would suggest you guys to go through the first part. Later you can go through this because you will have definitely better understanding once you go through the earlier part. All right, so today we are going to discuss the concept that is needed for us to solve the next exercise problems. All right, so first concept that we are going to learn today is universal set and subset. So what is a universal set? As the name suggests, the universal set, the largest set, the set which has the maximum scope for the one which you are trying to define will be your universal set. So let us consider, generally you are students of class 10, right? If you are in a class and I am asking you guys to figure out the number of students in first bench. Okay, I am asking you a set to define a set to identify number of students in first bench. Then what would be your universal set? The entire class is going to be your universal set. All right, because universal set, when we talked, when I listen to the question again, what did I ask? The number of students in first bench. Where am I asking? In your class, isn't it? What is present in your class? Students, right? The whole set of students in your class will be the universal set. So what I am trying to say is, when a set is defined based on some constraints, where exactly these constraints are residing, the whole set will be your universal set. So say for suppose we have A is a set of even natural numbers. Then what is the universal set of these numbers? These are even natural numbers. So the universal set becomes, where do these even natural numbers reside? Oh, in the set of natural numbers. That is nothing but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and so on, it goes on. So when a set is defined on some constraints of a particular place or a particular set, then that is known as universal set. Now A are nothing but, A has a set of even integers which are all always present in set U. What happens is, so A is having all the all the even integers, even natural numbers. This is A is a set of all even natural numbers. Now U is a set of, universal set is always denoted with letter U or like this. This is either U, this U or this U. Universal set is denoted with the symbol this or this. A is, when I say A is having all the even natural numbers, what is the universal set? All the set of natural numbers will be the universal set. So when you look at this example, 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on, whatever or the even natural numbers are always present in U. So all the elements of A belongs to N, but all the elements of N, okay, here it is U, okay, all the elements of U are not present in A, but all the elements of A are present in U. So I would denote this with symbol A is a subset of U, which is denoted with the symbol. Subset is denoted with this symbol. Okay. A is a subset of U. When do you write A is a subset of U? Because all the elements of A are present in U. Alright, all the elements are present in U, then we are saying that A is a subset. Subset is nothing but which is formed with some of the elements of U. So we are naming it as a subset. So A has the elements 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on, which are parts of U. So we named it as a subset and we are denoting it with symbol U. So if you consider an example of set 1, 2, 3. Alright, what could be the subsets here? Set can have a single element 1, 2, 3. Set can have two elements also 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3 and 1, 2, 3 as well. So all these things are subsets of set 1, 2, 3. Alright, what is a subset? When you have at least one element of this thing. What is the major set? Set is 1, 2, 3. When we have a set out of which all the elements are present in the parent set or other set, then we call it as a subset. Okay, if you consider this example here, all the elements of it are present here. If you consider this set, all the elements are present in here. This, all these elements, when all the elements of a set are present in another set, it is not necessary that the parent set also reflect all the elements in the subset. It is not necessary. But if you have a set out of which all the elements are present in the major set, then we call them as subset and denote it with the symbol U. So that is the concept of universal set and subset. Okay. Next concept we are going to discuss is Venn diagrams. What are Venn diagrams? John Venn is a scientist and these diagrams are named after him. So let us see how can we draw these Venn diagrams. Okay, we have a set of natural numbers, right? So Venn diagrams are always enclosed in a rectangular box. Okay, we have natural numbers beginning with 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. But we have whole numbers which are beginning from 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So if I am to represent this in the form of universal set and real numbers, what is real numbers? We have discussed real numbers as the combination of all the numbers. Composite numbers, prime numbers, even numbers, odd numbers, integers, natural numbers, whole numbers, everything, right? So what is the universal set? Real numbers will become the universal set. If I am to denote natural numbers in the form of Venn diagram, I am going to write it as this. A set will be defined in the form of a circle in Venn diagrams. So natural numbers is in the set of real numbers. So I have written it this way. I can also write as n is a subset of real numbers. Now how can I write whole numbers in this? Whole number begins with 0. Natural number begins with 1. So whole numbers. So let me put it as whole numbers Venn diagram. Whole numbers Venn diagram. So this is also need to be enclosed in this. So first let me take whole numbers. Whole numbers is smaller circle which start with 1 and rest of the thing other than 0, all other elements are present in natural numbers. Now What is the universal set? Again, real numbers, which is a combination of all the numbers. So whole numbers Venn diagram can be represented in this way. Why is W in a smaller circle and within N? Natural numbers are beginning with 1. So all the whole numbers are also present in natural numbers except one number. Isn't it? So I have written it as W, N and R. So that is about representing the number sets in Venn diagram. Let us figure out how to define actual sets in the form of Venn diagrams. Alright, now that we have seen the introduction for the Venn diagrams, let us see how to represent the sets into the Venn diagrams. Say for suppose A is a set of element A, B, C, D. Alright, now I take B as C, D, E, F. So what happens? Venn diagram should be enclosed in rectangular box. A is a set. When you have two sets, it has to be enclosed with two circles. Now that A, B, C, D, C, D, E, F. Now C, D and C, D is common in both the places. So the circles will get overlapped. Alright. Now within the common part we have C and D. Other than that A, B, E, F. Alright. This is what? Set A, and this is B, and this is universal set. Okay. So this is Venn diagrams when you have two sets with something in common. But there are few sets named as disjoint sets. I'll tell you what are disjoint sets. Disjoint sets are nothing but they have nothing in common, which is like A is 1, 3, 5, 7 odd numbers. B is 2, 4, 6, 8. If I write a Venn diagram for this will be 1, 3, 5, 7. And this will be 2, 4, 6, 8. This is here, and this is a universal set. We have nothing in common. When you encounter is nothing but when you come across two sets which have nothing in common. Two sets which have nothing in common are known as disjoint sets. Make a note here. They are known as disjoint sets. Okay. When they have nothing in common, they are known as disjoint sets. Venn diagram for two sets which have something in common, I have shown you. Next, let us get to the concept of empty set. What do you mean by empty? There is nothing in it. Okay. Let me assume a set which says, okay, I am writing it in the form of a set builder form, x such that x is a odd number which is divisible by 2. Okay, x is an odd number. Odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7. But are they divisible by 2? No, right? So within that set we have nothing. I cannot even write 0. A set with an element 0 is also a set. Okay, 0 is also considered as an element. Don't assume that empty set, when you say empty set, it is nothing but it has nothing in it. If you think that when you have a 0 in the set, this is not a empty set. Never assume this, not an empty set. Okay. If you have a set like odd number which is divisible by 2, in this set nothing comes in. This is known as empty set or void set. Okay. Void is nothing but some space. That's all we have. We have nothing written over here. This is known as empty set or void set, and this is denoted with a symbol pi. This is pi. This is pi. Okay. This is one other pi which we have learned. This is also a symbol, null symbol. This is a null symbol or pi symbol, however you call it. Okay, this is a symbol for null. So if you have a set without any elements, then it is known as empty set or void set or null set. Null set, which is denoted with the symbol null. I will call it as null so that you will not get confused. Alright, so we have discussed about universal set, subset, Venn diagrams, disjoint sets and empty sets. Now we can do some operations on sets. Let's see what are they. Alright, let me rub the board even before I tell you what are the operations that can be run on the set. So we are going to discuss now operations on sets. See, whenever I am explaining, I am trying to tell you the concept in detail. So when you are listening to the class, make sure to write down the statements that you are learning onto a paper in your own words. Not that I am telling you or I am writing something on the board. You try writing it in your own words, then you will remember it better. You try that once, you will get to know. Alright, so let us discuss about the operations on sets. First thing is the union operator. Union operation. Let us consider a set with A, B, C, D. For all the examples, this is what I am going to consider for all the operations. B, C, D, E, F. Alright. So, if I am performing a union operator is denoted with the symbol U. Okay, A union B is equal to all the elements in A and all the elements in B. But our set is supposed to, does it supposed to have duplicates? No, right? So only one occurrence of C and D are to be written. Alright. So this is A union B. If I am to write it set builder form, the form X such that X belongs to A or X belongs to B. X can be an element of A or can be an element of B. X such that X belongs to A or X belongs to B is the set builder form for A union B. How about the Venn diagram for this? For union, it is all the elements. This is how it looks. A, B and this is U. Either it should be an element in A or it should be an element in B, but without repetition. Okay. Next comes the intersect operator. As the name suggests, intersect. From the two sets A and B, whatever, it is the exact reverse symbol for union. Alright. This is a reverse U. So A intersection B becomes A intersection B. Intersect is nothing but whatever the values that are present in both A and B. For union it is A or B. For this is A and B. What are the common elements in A and B? We have C, D. Both are present in both the sets. So A intersection B becomes C, D. Alright, what is intersect? Common elements. It can be written as common elements in both the sets. What are common? C, D are common in both the sets. So for this, set builder form can be written as X such that X belongs to A and X belongs to B. Alright. So for this, if I am to draw a Venn diagram, set A and set B, what is the intersection part? This part. This part is the intersecting part and this is the intersection. Okay. X such that X belongs to A and X belongs to B. Union is all the elements but distinct elements. But intersect is only the common elements. Next we have difference of sets. Within the operation we have difference of sets. Alright, so difference of sets is nothing but A minus B. How do you evaluate A minus B? A, B, C, D minus B, C, D, E, F. What is common? C, D, C, D minus, right? It's cancelled. But in the result we have A comma B itself. Whatever are the elements of A, only that will be considered for A minus B. Alright, the set builder form is written in such a way that x such that, okay, let me write it here. X such that x belongs to A and x does not belongs to B. Okay, what are we trying to do when we are doing the difference operation? Whatever the common elements gets cancelled, and when you are doing the difference operation, whatever is the first set, only the elements of the first set are considered here. Okay, if I am to draw a Venn diagram for this A, B, do we have, most of the people get confused here while drawing the Venn diagram for this. They try doing all, they try populating all the A circle. No, even the common part is avoided for A minus B. Only A should be considered. Here this overlapping part is also should be avoided. So this is only A. Only A. If you are coloring this, then intersection part which is common with B is also coming. So make sure you are just doing it with A and B. And this is this. Okay. What is the next difference operation? B minus A. B minus A is nothing but C, D, E, F minus A, B, C, D. C, D, C, D gets cancelled, and now as I told you in the earlier A minus B operation, only the first set elements are considered. E comma F. B minus A is equal to, for this, if I am to write a set builder form, x such that x belongs to B and x does not belongs to A. Now try drawing the Venn diagram for this on your own. Pause this video here, try drawing this on your own. Okay, A, B, even A should be avoided, common part should be avoided, so only B part should be colored. Alright, this is about the difference of set. A minus B is only this part, B minus A is only B part, and the center part is A intersection B. As I have told you in the earlier about disjoint sets, if you see here, A minus B only this, B minus A. So consider this diagram. A, this is A minus B. Alright, this is B minus A. And what is the center part? A intersection B. So do they have anything in common? A minus B, comma A intersection B, comma B minus A have nothing in common. When you have nothing in common, what are those sets called? In disjoint sets. Are disjoint sets. This might appear in your bits if you are trying to write, or 2 mark questions if you have any. So A minus B, this is A intersection B, and this is B minus A, are disjoint sets. Okay, that's about the concept that is needed for the second exercise. So if you understand this content, please forward this to your classmates and any of your relatives who are studying 10th class. So please make sure to subscribe to Anantalakshmi Academy so that you will get notified whenever I upload a video. I'm planning to upload all the chapters of 10th class mathematics, so you will get notified when you subscribe this. So keep watching Anantalakshmi Academy and please subscribe to the channel Anantalakshmi Academy. Thank you.